So upon entering the truck here, I'm going to make sure that my safety belt functions. Go ahead and click it in, try to pull it, it doesn't release. It seems to be mounted securely, top and bottom. No cuts or frays and no damage. My examiner is outside right now. We're going to make sure we can do a light check for him. So I'm going to go ahead and check my parking brake is engaged. I'm in neutral. I'm going to cover the brake and I'm going to do a safe start. So here we go, we're going to start. I can see my ABS light come on. The truck is waking up. I see the ABS light goes away. Now I know it's done a check for the ABS and it functions properly. That beep you hear is our oil pressure warning, and it went away immediately, and I'm looking at my gauge and I see that my gauge does come up to operating pressure just right away. So we're going to go ahead and turn on the lights all the way. That's this switch all the way up. And we're going to go ahead and talk with our examiner. Here's left. He says, yeah, he sees left. Here's right. He says, yeah, he sees right. You see brakes? Yeah, he sees brakes. You see hazards? Yeah, I see hazards. Turn off the hazards. Go ahead and flash your reverse lights at him. He says he sees them. He's going to come around to the front. And he's going to say, yes, I see your headlights. Hey, can you see my high beams? Yes, he can see my high beams. Yes, left turn. Yes, right turn. Yes, hazard. And then if I turn these off, you can see that I know where the switch is. When he gets back in, I can turn them back on. I can say, hey, I see it lit from the back. So I see all my gauges are lit up. I see my left indicator. I see my right indicator. I see my hazard indicator. And I see my bright indicator. It's bright blue right here. Okay? So now that I've went ahead and I've checked all of those things, I'm going to go across the windshield and eye level. I can see that my glass is not obstructed. It's clean. It's free of any hazards. It's mounted securely, not cracked or damaged. If I had the door closed, I would make sure that I can see that my mirrors are properly adjusted. They're mounted securely, not cracked or damaged. As I see the windshield here, I can see it's not cracked or damaged, free of any obstructions. While we're at it, let's go ahead and clean it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to push in here. It's going to spray and wipe. I don't know if it'll spray you. So there I'm spraying, I'm wiping my windshield. So now I know that I can have a clean windshield. As I move across over here, I can see that my other wing window and my other window are free of any obstructions. They're not cracked or damaged. My mirrors are adjusted properly on that side. As I come across here, I can see my gauges. My trans temp is pretty low right now because we haven't ran this truck. But I'm going to watch that, make sure it comes up to a safe operating range. We already discussed oil pressure. It came up immediately when I started the truck. We're currently at 60 psi. I'm looking at my water temperature. It's all the way down at the bottom. I haven't ran this truck enough to get the water temperature up, but I'll keep an eye on it, make sure it comes within a safe operating range. RPMs, our engine runs at about 800 RPMs at an idle. I can see that I'm at 0 miles per hour. I've got an indicator here showing that my parking brake is set. My voltage is just over 14 volts, and that lets me know that the vehicle is charging. And when I go down one gauge from there, I can see my fuel gauge is right at a quarter tank. That's enough fuel for my trip today. Over on the right-hand side, I can see my both of my air tanks. They're about equal at 120 psi each. Okay? I'm going to go ahead and continue to move across the dash. I'm going to go ahead and turn my heater on all the way. I feel the defroster. I feel for heat on the floor, so I know that my defroster works. While I'm down there, I may as well go ahead and mention I see my safety equipment. I got a fire extinguisher, some spare fuses, and some triangles. Okay, I can see all of those things. I do have a horn. I'm going to operate the horn. I know that it functions as well. So now that I've gone through the interior, I can take a second and kind of look around to see if I've missed anything. Anybody think I missed anything? Okay. I'm going to go ahead and turn off my lights so I don't forget later. But I'm ready to go ahead and do my air brake test. So, ignition off. My air pressure was at 120 psi. It sat there and generated air the whole time I was talking. So now my key is back on. I'm going to wake up the system. If you don't hear all the stuff, you don't hear all the clicking noises, it did not turn on. First thing I want to do is on a level surface, I can release the parking brake, let that system inflate. As soon as it levels out, I can go ahead and press on the foot brake. Once the gauge levels out here, I'm right at about 100 PSI. I'm going to wait for 1 minute and make sure I don't drop more than 3 pounds. Okay? Okay, it's been a minute. I haven't lost more than 3 pounds. The system is good. We're going to go ahead and deplete the air system. I should get a warning light before it gets to 60 PSI. There it is, 65 PSI. I see a light. I hear a buzzer. I know my low air pressure warning system works. I'm going to go ahead and deplete the air system and see if I can get the parking brake to engage. Okay, parking brake engaged at exactly 30 PSI. I'm going to go ahead and verify that it's out all the way, and then I'm going to go ahead and start my engine. Pause here.